Okay, people, like I told you, it's a crazy kind of week going on, so I got a few of these videos I'm trying to turn out for y'all. So this is going back to Friday with my marriage boot camp. Now I like marriage boot camp. I don't know how many people watch it. I like it. It gives me something. I also love judge shows. I love Judge Judy and all them other shows. So anyway, um, marriage boot camp. We pick up with in the morning. The last episode left off with Renee yelling at Amber's boyfriend, but this week it kind of like left that scene hanging, and it just picked up with them in the morning having breakfast and getting ready for the day. Well, messy ass Amber starts the day off with making a smart comment to Brandy about her alcohol. Now, Brandy having an alcohol issue is not a new theme. Like I think I said in an earlier video when she was on Big Brother, they did a whole montage of Brandy drinking, and what happens when she starts drinking and how she gets out of control. But Brandy was like, whoa, what the fuck? Pump your brakes. Like, first of all, I'm grown. And if I want to have a drink in the morning, I'm going to have a drink in the morning. Second of all, it's not that early, and this is my first drink. And why the fuck are you clocking my shit? Like, I'm not here for rehab. You know what I mean? And so there was that. So the theme of the day, so that plays out for the whole day. So that's why I said it. The theme of the day was sacrifice. And what the doctors were saying was that you have these family members where one family member is always sacrificing the other family member for the other family member. And that is part of the problem that a lot of these families are having. It's definitely an issue with Renee and her family, and it's definitely in her sisters, and it's definitely an issue with Chrissy and her triangle, her situation. Um, in Brandy's situation with her dad, I think she would want him to sacrifice for her, but I think part of their problem is the opposite. That she feels like her father won't do these things for her, won't sacrifice for her, won't put himself on the line for her. And Amber, her mom, and I just don't know how much more energy I could get at that situation because I just don't get it. It's just some dumb shit. You call this man all kinds of assholes, cheaters, drug addict, abusers, or whatever, but I love him, bitch. You got a whole other set of issues that I can't even begin to address here. But anyway, so the doctors each pull the family member that they feel is always the sacrificer, or I won't say it's always the sacrificer, but they pull the person that they feel needs to make a decision. Let me say it that way. Needs to make the decision. So they pull Renee and they have her read this letter, and basically it says, look, later on today your sisters are going to have to engage in a really hard task, really draining, dangerous task. You can either A, sacrifice yourself and say and take their place, or B, let them handle it. But you can't change your mind. Once you make your decision, it is final, and you got to make your decision now. Well, Renee, they play it up as TV. So Renee goes to this whole back and forth with herself about what she should or shouldn't do, and she ultimately says, you know what? Let them handle it. Like, I'm out of it. I'm gonna let them do it. Chrissy decides. They don't tell you what Chrissy's decision is. And you kind of, the way they edited it, you assumed that Chrissy wasn't going to do it. Because Chrissy was like, yeah, I'm always sacrifice for them. I'm always putting myself on the line for these people. And you kind of get the impression that Chrissy wasn't going to sacrifice herself. So they left that one hanging. They pulled Brandy's dad, which was interesting. And Brandy's dad was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing it. Amber, they pulled the boyfriend. Now, Amber's mom was sick, so she was sitting out the task. So he had a chance to step in for both of them since the mother couldn't do it, and whether he was sitting for Amber. And again, you would expect him to kind of be like, you know what, she didn't dog the hell out of me yesterday, called me all kinds of everything. I ain't doing it. But he does. He decides that he's going, and again, they leave you hanging with that. But he decides he's going to do the sacrifice and take the place. Now, they don't know what the activity is. They just know that they've agreed to take that place. So later on in the day, we find out that the activity, now the whole time that's going on, the theme is still running with Brandy and Amber in this little drink conversation. And the boyfriend they bleep it out, so you don't know exactly what drug they're talking about, but the boyfriend talks about how Amber is not sober because she's on mood stabilizers, but she's also on some other type of drug, and they bleep out what the drug is. But Brandy was like, "Oh, well, then she ain't sober. Then she need to stay out my business because you're not sober if you popping those pills." But they don't say the name of it. They don't let you know what the name is. So, come to find out that the challenge are these German shepherds that have been trained to attack. And I'm sure it's some sort of drill that they run in like the police academy and stuff like that, where they wear the big padding and the helmet so they don't get hurt. But they allow the dogs, like you have to try to outrun the dog and then the dog attacks you. I'm sure there's a method to that madness in an academy or something to find out what you can do, handle, whatever, or how you would handle a dog attack or whatever the situation is. So that's the challenge. Honey, Jim was like, hell no, I ain't doing it. I'm glad you took one for the team because I wasn't doing that shit. And he let Chrissy do it. He ain't step in. He let Chrissy get attacked by them damn dogs. Then, well, it was one dog. I'm not going to exaggerate. It was one dog. Then Brandy did it. And honestly, in that situation, I understood the point they were trying to make. But Brandy's dad, I don't think he should have done it. Just physically, I don't think he should have done it. I understand the mindset of it with the sacrifice and all that. But physically, I just don't think he should have done it. But he didn't. And he let Brandy do it. And he didn't even try to step in. He didn't even say he was going to step in. He just let Brandy handle it. Then you had Amber and the boyfriend. Now, they let Amber get dressed up. They went through the whole rigmarole with this is the drill. These dogs about to attack you. And they let Amber dress up and get ready. And she was going to do it. Like, she ain't complain or nothing. She was like, all right, it is what it is. Because she was like, I got pit bulls. I got a mastiff. Like, I'm not afraid of these dogs. Like, it is what it is. I'm going to just roll through it. But then at the last minute, the doctors revealed that the boyfriend had actually sacrificed himself and said, I would do it. And so they let Amber take the padding off or whatever, and he went on and he did the drill. Then we get down to these Graziano sisters. These bitches. These bitches. So, they were basically like, yeah, we ain't doing it. They were like, we're not doing it. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care we're not doing it. And so finally, Renee was like, you know what, fine, I'll do it. And the doctors were like, see, this is the pattern. This is the problem. When you want, it's cool when Renee steps in when it's convenient for Renee to step in, when it's something you don't want to do, when it's a task you don't want to do. But when Renee does that same thing and she steps in other areas, then it's a problem. Then Renee's being extra. Then Renee's going too far and doing too much. But it's the same behavior. It's just that the relationship is different because now your needs are different. And I think the one sister kind of saw it a little bit, but the other sister was like, I don't care, I just wasn't going to do it. Because the one sister was like, you know what? Renee didn't give us a chance to change our mind. Which, that's true. Because sometimes people have to be backed into a corner. Them saying, I'm not going to do it. That's the immediate reaction. But Renee didn't give it time to simmer. She didn't give it time to sit. And again, it's edited, so I don't know how long this took, but based on what they showed me. And so the one sister was saying, look, if Renee had kind of waited a minute, maybe we would have stepped up. But when she chose to do it, when she said she would do it, we were like, cool. So I saw both sides of that, but these chicks be tripping. So of course, that put a bee in Renee's bonnet for the rest of the damn day. And she was like, this whole drill was about sacrificing. Y'all showed me that y'all won't do for me what I'll do for you. It's just proved what I've been saying all along about how y'all don't, ride for me like I ride for you. And so that was that, girl. That was that. So that argument went on the whole day. And then you start seeing this situation brewing with Brandy, Renee, and Chrissy. Well, not really Chrissy, because Chrissy was like, I'm just done with this shit. She was like, I ain't fucking with Amber. I can't do it. Like, she felt like she can do what she want to do, what she wants, say what she want, come back and apologize, and everything is supposed to be all good. And, Chrissy just don't roll like that. Chrissy like, look, I can't fuck with you. Like, I don't do that. You don't get a free pass to say what you want to say and then come back later and apologize just because now you're over it. It don't work like that. And Renee was like, you know how Renee gets. Somebody need to check her. And somebody need to let her know that shit ain't cool. Brandy, you don't let her talk to you like that. I'm going to fuck her. You know how Renee get wild up and she start threatening. She going to rip somebody's lips off and all kinds of crazy shit. That's why I love her. Because I love Renee. always have. And Brandy is like, look, don't react because that's what she wants. Brandy's like, look, I don't care. I don't care what she says about me, and I'm not going to give her I'm not going to give her that reaction because that is what she wants. I'm not giving her that. And so, with that being said, later on in the show, when Judge Tolbert comes in to do her reviews, she gets to Brandy and her dad, and she's giving her little 2 cents on Brandy and her dad. And Amber interjects, and Amber starts talking about, well, your dad did talk to me today and tell me you were an escort. And Renee was like, why the fuck would you say some shit like that? Like, first of all, if he did say it, that was a conversation between you and him. Why would you share that with the group? And number two, why would you think that's an appropriate time to share that? Like, even if you felt like that was something that needed to be shared, why would you share it in the big group with everybody in front of all the doctors and in front of Judge Tolbert? And and Renee was like, you a snitch. You a rat. Like, that's some snitch shit that you doing. And I ain't cool with that. Like, you don't do that. That's a snitch. So, with Renee, ain't nothing worse to Renee than a motherfucking snitch. Honey, now Renee out for blood. And Amber must know that she done ran into a motherfucker that's crazier than her. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Amber backed her ass up, went up to her room, and closed the door. She ain't go after Renee. She ain't get all in Renee's face. She ain't try that rah-rah shit that she tried at the beginning of the season with Chrissy, because Chrissy let her ass know quick, too. She was like, don't come over here. This is going to be different. Chrissy said, if you come over here, it's going to be different. Basically, like, don't think you're going to come over here and do that shit you do on your little reality show, and that's how it's going to work out, because that's not how it's going to roll if you come across here. And I think she know that she dealing with a different caliber of crazy. Renee is a different level of crazy. Chrissy is a different level. Chrissy ain't crazy, but Chrissy a different level. Amber took her ass up to that room, and she was complaining behind closed doors to her mama and her boyfriend, but she ain't give it to Renee. Even to the point where she was like, I'm just going to be the bigger person. I'm just not even going to react to Renee. She just don't know how much I want to just go whoop her ass right now. Do it, bitch. Do it. I double dog dare you to go get in Renee's face. Let me know how that work out for you. Let me know how that work out for you. Because Renee don't play that shit. No way, no how, not ever, never, ever. Yeah. You heard? But anyway, that's where we're going to end this one. Y'all let me know how y'all think. We getting some subscribers. I'm getting some followers. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So y'all know the drill. Click like on the video. Click the little bell. Drop something down in them comments. Tell me what you guys think. Have a great weekend. See you soon.